What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. It is the 6th day of December, and here we are sitting at about $2.04 with 9 hours and 12 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Bitcoin is having a bit of a recovery. I am calling for Bitcoin to have a low here. That gives me hope that XRP too could be finding a low here as well, where we were thinking that we'd go below this low, probably find support somewhere between this low and this low here. I'm now believing that we are at a point of which we can count on to bounce. Now, if Bitcoin does go lower, if we do see lower prices, it's very possible that XRP goes lower too. It's important to be open-minded to both scenarios. I am at the moment under the impression that we find support somewhere around here, and then we do move up higher, probably up to this upper area here, if not this lower area here, somewhere in between. But I mean, it's basically the same zone. But even though we are assuming that that's the next move, it's completely possible that we go lower. We might even see a lower low. It's important to be open-minded to that as well. So let's look at the 1 hour time frame. We'll see where we stand, and then we'll move on from there. Okay. Looking at XRP, we'll use Coinbase on the 1 hour time frame here. Not a whole lot of volume down here, right? You actually got a lot of volume. I guess you did have some volume sending you down here, but not a whole lot of volume down here. It's Saturday, it's the weekend, so of course it's going to be boring. You're finding support for the time being at prior areas where you found support before and resistance before. The RSI is breaking out of its downtrend. You turned a downtrend into a sideways trend. Now you're in an uptrend. I would think that we do persist higher. The stochastic suggests that we go higher, and the MACD also. The MACD, to be fair, is kind of bearish at the moment, but whatever. It's the 1 hour time frame. I'm not going to lean on that too much. These are more, I think, significant on the 1 hour time frame, and they're both suggesting that we have higher to go. 4 hour time frame here, looking at the RSI, we're finding support at the oversold zone. I don't hate it. It could be better. I don't like that you got oversold and then you got oversold again without getting overbought. I don't like that, especially when you're going from overbought, oversold, overbought, oversold. Like here, you couldn't even get overbought. So that's a little bit bearish, I suppose. But you do have higher lows, something to build off of there, and you are, at your oversold zone. I would at least expect to move up to the 50, if not, if we're working our way up to the overbought zone, that's great. But still something that would promote this as a relative low nonetheless. We validate this as a low. This is a low once we get back above the golden ratio. When we're at $2.16, $2 and let's say 17 cents, closing above there on a daily basis, I would at that point believe we have validated this as a low. So we're about 12 cents away from doing that. If we're looking at this on the 4 hour indicators beyond just the RSI, looking at the stochastics, we are oversold, but typically you don't just stay down here forever. We probably do come up at some point. It looks like we might be generating that move now. The MACD is pretty useless here as well because we've just been moving sideways with choppy price action, so it's not really going to help us at all. If anything, it's bearish, but you're decaying in bearish momentum. I mean, there's just as many good things as there are bad things about the MACD right now. So all in all, I just think we're at a low point. I think our oscillators, our indicators have reset themselves, and we're probably ready to push higher. I think this move here, this push down, I mean, just look at the volume came in a little bit as we move down, but really it's decreasing. It's not as significant as what we'd seen before. Your reaction from this area, right, was so aggressive at first to less aggressive here to even less aggressive here. I would think that on this next interaction with this area, we probably break through and we do send it to somewhere around like 260 to 280, something like that. If we're looking at this here on a daily time frame, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, my call has reversed, right? We were yesterday calling for a lower low than this, but a higher low than this, right? That was under the impression that Bitcoin could itself go lower as well. And Bitcoin did go lower. It went to the areas more or less that we were considering it to go to. XRP just didn't go as low as I thought it would in that same time. So that's fine. We are calling for XRP to move up. No more lower prices. And the next area to assume would be somewhere around here, let's say 255 to 275, somewhere in that kind of area there. If we push higher, great. That's awesome. Let's do that. I hope we do. But I'm not holding my breath over it. Anyways, whenever it's all said and done, looking at the daily time frame here, stochastics, I mean, to be completely fair, I'm not a big fan of the daily stochastics, but we are at a place that we've bounced from before. We actually have bounced here multiple times before, and that would be nice if we could do that here. The RSI, I am a bit of a fan of here. It is bearish overall, but we've got these higher lows and higher highs. It's like we're coming up to this focal point here. I would assume this breaks to the upside, so any day now we should be seeing some nice robust movement to the upside. I really do expect that when we make this move up here, it probably won't take weeks like this did, right? It'll probably just take like a day or two. We'll probably move up here. I mean, it could be by the end of next week that we're up there, if not higher. And I'm certainly seeing that kind of momentum being pent up here in the RSI. Stochastics are a little weird, let's be fair. And then the MACD has some bullish momentum being built as well. We're actually right at a point where you'd look to bounce. So a bounce here, growing from here, would be very, very suggestive that we do in fact break out to the upside. Oh, so let me say that a little differently, because obviously a bounce here would suggest that we move up, right? A drop here would suggest that we go lower. I get that. What I mean is even just a move up here, like a little bit of a bounce, a little bit of a recovery here, as long as we get these areas to bounce right at the stochastics that we bounced from before, the MACD bounces as soon as this touches tips, right? Like right there, the oscillators that they're touching right here, if they part from each other, that typically is a bullish thing. Like here, you came close, you touched, and then that was a bearish thing, right? That was actually a very bearish moment there. Any kind of support here, any suggestion of a turnaround would imply more than just a little bounce. So like we get a move like this, the implications are greater than just this. It would suggest that we go higher, at least to this 270, 260 area. That would be my guess. But if not higher, we really could by the end of this next week be pushing above $3 again. And XRP, before we know it, everybody's talking about new all-time highs for XRP again. But that's what we're talking about on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, on this whole year's basis. All we've been talking about is XRP going to new all-time highs. It will do that soon enough, right? We can't stay here forever. We're going to make a decision one way or another. I'm going with the upside, right? We're at the very bottom of this range that we've been in now for the past year. I think it's clear that this is a great time to buy. This is some of the most ideal territory to buy this whole last year, this little lower shaded area, and we're right there right now. The breakout's going to come. We're going to go up to $13 to $17. I got nothing else. Hit the like button, subscribe. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.